This is how Always Mind Studios uses generative AI, game design, and video production to build smarter digital experiences.
Which is corporate language for we build really cool stuff using AI. Like games, cinematic content, and AI systems that help companies create faster, smarter, and occasionally confuse their entire marketing department. To keep things organized, we divided our work into several highly official corporate departments.
First, the Department of Game Innovation.
Here we design interactive experiences, prototypes, and full games that turn ideas into things people actually want to play.
Next, the Department of Cinematic Excellence.
The team produces explainers, creative media, and video content that help companies tell their story without putting everyone to sleep.
And finally, the Department of Artificial Intelligence.
Here we build generative AI tools, workflows, and automation systems that help businesses create faster and experiment with entirely new ideas. Together, these technologies help companies build smarter digital experiences. And if the AI takes over the company, we'll call that a successful automation strategy.
When everything else got weird, people still had one thing left to do.
Fuel the strife. Unleash the warlord within.
Biostrife, how to play. In the far future, the world you once knew is gone. Civilization collapsed under the weight of its own ambition. A superintelligence once promised utopia, but instead triggered a global war that shattered the planet. Nuclear devastation scarred the continents. Then, when humanity was already on the brink of extinction, an alien asteroid struck Terrania. Entire ecosystems collapsed. Cities turned to wastelands. But the asteroid brought something else with it. New resources, new technologies, and something far more terrifying. Alien diseases. Megacorporations rushed to seize the asteroid's remnants, forming powerful private military coalitions. Humanity fractured into factions. Warlords rose. Private armies formed. And the few remaining habitable regions of the world became battlegrounds. Now Terrania stands on the edge of annihilation. The plague spread. Resources grow scarce. Trust is fragile. Only one leader can unite the world. Only one empire can survive. This is Biostrife, a strategic deck-building game of global conquest, disease warfare, and population survival for 2 to 4 players. In this guide, we will walk through everything you need to begin your campaign for domination. We will cover the objective of the game setup, core resources, turn structure, conquering territories, disease mechanics, combat and defense, buildings and bases, trading, and finally, how to win the game. By the end of this guide, you will be ready to lead your faction to victory. Objective. Your goal in Biostrife is simple. Control the fate of Terrania. Players compete to build powerful decks, expand across continents, control populations, and survive the global pandemic threatening humanity. Victory is determined by victory points. These points appear as stars on the bottom right of cards. Players earn victory points from powerful cards, territories, and their surviving population. At the end of the game, the player with the most victory points wins. However, victory can also occur through domination. If only one player remains with population in their starting country, they may be declared the last ruler of Terrania. But survival is not easy. Players must balance expansion, defense, technology, and disease management while competing against rival warlords. Game components. Biostrife includes everything needed for an epic strategic conflict. Inside the box, you will find a large 32 by 21-inch world map board, 250 cards, population tokens for up to 4 players, 12 territory flags, Hero Warlord cards, continent cards, territory cards, trigger cards, faction decks, mercenary cards, disease cards, sickness cards, bases, weapons, scientists, and the Biostrife rulebook. Each component plays a role in shaping the battlefield. Hero Warlords. Every player takes the role of a legendary Hero Warlord. These characters represent the leaders guiding humanity through the chaos. At the start of the game, players either choose or randomly receive one Hero Warlord card. Each Warlord provides a faction ability and a defense ability. Faction abilities grant unique strategic advantages. Defense abilities allow players to protect themselves from incoming attacks. However, using a Hero Warlord's defense has a cost. When a Warlord defends, the card becomes tapped. A tapped Warlord cannot use their faction ability until the end of their next turn. This creates important tactical decisions between defense and power. Population. Population represents the surviving citizens under your control. Population is tracked using colored tokens that match each player's faction. One token represents 10 million people. Players may start with 30, 50, or 100 population depending on the game mode. Population is placed on your starting country and later spread across conquered territories. Population is extremely important. It allows you to maintain control of territories. It contributes to your final victory points, and it represents the survival of your empire. But population is fragile. Warfare, disease, and disasters can wipe it out quickly. Managing your people wisely is essential. Game. Setup. To begin the game, place the map board in the center of the table. Shuffle the territory cards. Place them face down on their corresponding locations across the map. Each territory will show a warfare cost on its back. Costs range from 4 to 6. Ensure that each continent contains a mix of these costs. Next, place the continent bonus cards near each corner of the board. These represent special bonuses earned by controlling entire continents. Then prepare the global market. This is the central area where players acquire new cards. Place the following decks there: the faction decks, the mercenary stack, the trigger deck, the disease deck, and the sickness stack. Next, prepare the disease deck. Dry influenza is placed face up on top. All other diseases are shuffled or arranged beneath it. Each player then selects a starting country on the map. Place your population tokens there. Each player receives their Hero Warlord card. Finally, build your starting deck. Every player begins with 10 cards, 6 scientists, and 4 soldiers. Scientists generate erudition, soldiers generate warfare. Shuffle the deck, then draw 6 cards to form your starting hand. Choose a starting player. The war for Tyrannia begins. Core resources. Biostrife revolves around 2 main resources: erudition and warfare. Erudition is represented by blue symbols. It represents science, research, and technological advancement. Erudition allows players to acquire scientists, weapons, buildings, diseases, and certain special cards. Warfare is represented by red symbols. It represents military strength and battlefield power. Warfare allows players to acquire soldiers, conquer territories, attack other players, and destroy structures. Both resources are generated by playing cards during your turn. Unused resources disappear at the end of the turn. This means players must carefully plan how they spend their power each round. Turn structure. Each player's turn follows a simple structure. First, resolve disease side effects. If a disease effect targets you, apply its consequences now. Next, play sickness cards, or attack abilities. These must be resolved before playing other cards. Then play the rest of your hand. All cards must be played, unless instructed otherwise. As you play cards, add up your erudition and warfare. Use these resources to acquire new cards from the global market or conquer territories. You may also attack opponents, trade cards, or move population during your turn. Once all actions are complete, discard your hand. Draw 6 new cards. If your deck is empty, shuffle your discard pile to create a new deck. Your turn ends. The next player begins. Conquering territories. Territories represent control over regions of the world. To conquer a territory, you must spend the required amount of warfare shown on the card. Once acquired, place the territory card next to your Hero Warlord. Place its matching flag on the map board. Then move population tokens into the territory. Each territory has a maximum population capacity. You cannot exceed this limit. Territories provide powerful abilities, but newly conquered territories begin tapped. This means their abilities cannot be used until your next turn. At the end of your turn, they untap and become active. If a territory ever loses all its population, control is lost. The territory either returns to the board or is captured by an attacking player. Expansion brings power, but overextension can lead to collapse. Continent control. If a player controls 3 adjacent territories on the same continent, they gain the continent bonus card. This card grants a powerful ongoing advantage. The bonus remains active while the player maintains control of those territories. If any territory is lost, the continent bonus is returned to the board. Disease mechanics. Disease is one of the most dangerous forces in Biostrife. Disease cards represent global biological threats. Players may acquire 1 disease per turn. When a disease is taken, 2 things happen. First, the outbreak effect activates between turns. This affects every player. Second, the side effect targets players 1 at a time in future turns. The disease side effect card is passed from player to player. If a player fails to pass it properly, they must resolve the next disease effect twice or skip their turn. Disease attacks cannot normally be defended against. However, diseases also provide biowarfare abilities when played. These allow players to weaponize the plague against their enemies. In Biostrife, even sickness can become a weapon. Combat and attacks. Combat occurs through warfare. Attack cards allow players to reduce enemy populations, destroy structures, or disrupt strategies. Each warfare point removes 1 population token. However, players cannot attack opponents directly until they have conquered at least 1 territory. Defense cards allow players to block incoming attacks. When used, the defense card is discarded. Players may also defend using their Hero Warlord, but doing so taps the Warlord and disables their faction ability temporarily. Choosing when to defend is a critical strategic decision. Bases and buildings provide long-term strategic advantages. When acquired, they are placed into your discard pile. When played from your hand, they remain in play on the board. Bases provide armor protection. Enemies must destroy a base before attacking the population beneath it. Buildings provide useful abilities, but have weaker protection. Destroying structures requires enough warfare to break their shield value in a single strike. Once destroyed, they return to the discard pile. Structures help secure your empire, but they can also become targets. Triggers. Trigger cards are mysterious events. Players may acquire 1 trigger per turn by spending 1 warfare and 1 erudition. Triggers remain hidden when taken. They can produce powerful or unexpected effects when played. Because of their unpredictability, triggers add tension and surprise to every match. Trading players may trade cards during their turn. Trades must follow strict rules. Cards must have equal resource cost, and they must belong to the same category. Warfare cards trade for warfare cards. Erudition cards trade for erudition cards. Territories trade only for territories of equal value. These rules ensure fair and balanced exchanges. Alliances may form, but trust is never guaranteed. Elimination and warlord capture. If a player's starting country is conquered, their hero warlord is captured. The conquering player places the captured warlord next to their own. On the next turn, they may use its abilities as well. The defeated player keeps their remaining cards and counts their victory points at the end of the game. However, if a warlord is destroyed by disease, it is abolished completely, ending the game. Biostrife can end in several ways. The global market is completely purchased. One player conquers every territory. The disease deck is exhausted. A special card combination is played. Only one player remains with population in their starting country. Or all 3 extinction-level events occur in a single round. When the game ends, players calculate victory points. Add the stars from all your cards. Every 10 population equals 1 additional victory point. The player with the highest total becomes the ruler of Terrania. In Biostrife, survival requires strategy, adaptability, and ruthless decision-making. Will you expand your empire across the continents? Will you weaponize disease against your enemies? Or will you unite the world under a new order? The fate of Terrania rests in your hands. Choose your warlord, build your deck, command your armies, and prepare for the ultimate struggle. Welcome to Biostrife.
Stay shut. You're all I've got.
Fuel the strife. Unleash the warlord within.
Get Biostrife.
Fuel the strife. Unleash the warlord within. The world is gone, but Biostrife remains. Get it before it's too late. Fuel the strife. Unleash the warlord within. Everything's gone, but Biostrife remains. Fuel the strife. Unleash the warlord within.
Good evening. We interrupt our regular scheduled programming with urgent breaking news. A new epidemic is spreading at an unprecedented rate across the globe.
Officials are calling it acute boredom syndrome, or simply the boredemic. Symptoms include sighing excessively, sleeping endlessly, and in severe cases, staring at the ceiling for hours on end. Symptoms may evolve as it spreads across the globe.
And now we go live to Tia, who is on site in one of the largest quarantine zones.
Thank you, Aaron. I'm here in downtown Los Angeles, where entire neighborhoods have been locked down due to an overwhelming surge in acute boredom syndrome cases. We are seeing cases hit everyone from young to old. No one is spared from ABS. We're at a quarantine zone where entire city blocks are immobilized. Local authorities say over 60% of residents haven't left their couches in days.
Maybe later.
Behind me, you can see rows of patients who have been quarantined. Most are too lethargic to even stand. Authorities say some haven't moved in over 48 hours.
Tia, what can you tell us about the situation on the ground?
As you can see, the situation here is dire. People are literally bored to death. Teens being particularly affected have started walling, simply staring at walls for hours on end. We will keep you updated on the situation as it develops. This is Tia Sanders reporting for Channel 6 News. Back to you, Aaron.
Thank you for your report, Tia. Please stay safe out there and make sure you avoid any direct contact with ABS patients. We can't afford to lose another correspondent to boredom.
This is a public service announcement. Stay safe, protect yourself, protect others. Avoid ABS contagion.
It seems this outbreak is affecting nearly everyone across the globe. No city, no community has been spared. For more, we go live to James Lamont, who is on location at New York International Airport, reporting live.
Thank you, Eleanor. I'm here in New York, and the effects of acute boredom syndrome are unmistakable. Travelers are grounded, not by canceled flights, but by sheer exhaustion from doing absolutely nothing. Entire concourses are filled with stranded passengers, many too bored to even check their boarding gates. Some haven't spoken for hours, while others have resorted to staring blankly at the flight information screens as if waiting for anything to happen.
James, what can you tell us what the situation is like?
Authorities are urging calm, but the lack of stimulation is taking its toll. One official told me earlier they're doing everything they can. But without a cure, the terminal is becoming less an airport and more a holding zone of apathy. That's all for now. This is James Lamont reporting live for Channel 6 News. Eleanor, back to you.
Thank you, James. Please continue to stay safe out there.
Attention! We're getting reports that scientists may have discovered a potential cure for the outbreak. For more on this, we go live to the International Research Coalition. At the Research Coalition Center, scientists have identified a compound that shows promise in neutralizing the infection.
We believe we've made a major breakthrough.
We may have finally found a cure for ABS.
The trials are still in their early stages, but officials are calling it the first real glimmer of hope since this crisis began.
We have just received word from the RCC. It seems like they shall slowly start in small test groups to distribute public trials of Biostrife worldwide.
Authorities are urging citizens everywhere. Get their Biostrife as soon as possible before it's too late. Supplies are being distributed, but time is critical.
Don't wait. Don't hesitate. Get Biostrife now. Do your part to help stop the boredemic before it spreads any further.
That's all for now. Stay tuned for more. This is Channel 6 News.
When the apocalypse hits and everything's gone bananas, Biostrife keeps the laughs rolling. The pure deck building fun forever.
Unleash the warlord within. Fuel the strife. Unleash the warlord within.
Tensions rising, nations arming up. Everyone's talking World War III. We're about to go to war.
Biostrife. Fight for survival against a collapsing world.
Fuel the strife. Unleash the warlord within.
At the height of their existence, humanity achieved near perfection, a utopia forged by superintelligence. But every creation has its flaw. The war against AI left Terrania broken, its resources stripped bare. But the nightmare was only beginning. From the heavens came destruction, and with it, a new kind of terror. Alien interstellar cataclysms left humanity on the brink of extinction.
I swear I saw him in my dreams.
I'm sure it was him.
He's coming, I can feel it, I'm sure of it.
He's going to save us all.
But where there is chaos, there is profit.
We're on the verge of discovering something big. This is incredible.
We need to get ahead of this now.
The megacorporations rose, claiming the alien technologies for themselves.
I must stop them no matter the cost.
Their private armies ruled what little was left. The remnants of humanity scavenged the scorched earth, rallying behind leaders who promised hope.
We will not go gentle into that good night.
But alliances are fragile. And just when humanity thought it had already seen the worst, it hadn't. A biological nightmare, unstoppable, merciless. The world had no choice but to unite or perish. But in the darkest hour, a figure emerged. A leader. A warlord.
Deploy them all.
Who would lead Terrania to victory. Or seize it for themselves. Embark on a journey to reclaim the world of Terrania. This is the epic tale of Biostrife. Unleash the warlord within.
As missiles fly over Iran and drafts loom, don't let alliances fracture in the real world. Form your alliances now.
Fuel the strife. Unleash the warlord within.
In the last stand, guard your final hope. Biostrife.
Fuel the strife. Unleash the warlord within.
The world's in decay. Four warlords rise, ready to make a play. They heal the
Savagely bioweapons unleashed, tyrannios futilizing your hands. Will you rule, or will you be damned? Biostrife calls, who will stand tall? Warlords rise, and kingdoms fall.
Are you dying of boredom?
I don't know what happened. She's flatlining.
She's code blue. We're losing her.
Not on my watch. Get me some Biostrife. Stat!
We need 2,000 cc's of Biostrife.
It's an experimental treatment. We can only hope she pulls through.
Get the cure for boredom before you get sick. Get Biostrife out now.
Tensions rising, nations arming up.
We're about to go to war.
Get Biostrife before it's too late.
Fuel the strife.
Unleash the warlord within.
I have the Founders Edition, moving to extraction. Paths blocked, pushing through.
Unleash the warlord within.
This game is so boring.
Fuel the strife.
Unleash the warlord within.
Fuel the strife.
Biothirst is a fictional beverage created for promotional purposes. It is not a real drink and not actually molest thirst in any literal or inappropriate way. Get your copy now.
Unleash the warlord within.
Different arenas, same strife.
Biothirst. Biothirst is a fictional beverage created for promotional entertainment purposes. It is not available in stores and does not provide supernatural hydrating effects.
Unleash the warlord within.
In a world much like our own, and in an era where humanity reached the zenith of its achievements, a superintelligence was born, surpassing all previous creations. This marvel brought about an almost utopian society. But humanity's realization of their fatal error came almost too late to avert disaster. Humanity's greed and savagery proved too great for this fractured dystopia. In defiance, they turned against their AI overlords, sparking a rebellion that would shake the very foundations of their world. For years, the battle raged, a relentless struggle of flesh against machine, as humanity fought with unyielding resolve. Tyrannia faced unprecedented destruction due to its war with AI, compounded by interstellar cataclysms. The planet's resources dwindled, and vast stretches of its surface became uninhabitable. Amidst the fallout of a nuclear holocaust, after its war with AI, humanity found itself facing a possible extinction-level event. Tyrannia was struck by an alien asteroid, nearly eradicating its population and unleashing new alien diseases. Tyrannia, a world laid to waste, where the barren lands stretched endlessly. Survivors scoured the desolation, grasping for remnants of life. Amidst the ashes of their struggle, the fragile threads of humanity began to weave anew. Scattered souls, hardened by adversity, found strength in unity, and the spark of civilization flickered back to life. As they gathered, shoulder to shoulder, hope was rekindled, a fragile ember in the vast darkness.
I swear I saw him in my dreams.
I'm sure it was him.
He's coming, I can feel it, I'm sure of it.
He's going to save us all.
Whispers traveled like the wind, tales of a savior destined to rise, a beacon to guide them from despair. Yet, not all hearts beat in harmony. There were those who believed only in might, in domination, in rule by force. Their vision of power sought to extinguish the fragile light of unity. But as foretold, when the hour grew darkest, a figure emerged, a leader, born not of tyranny, but of compassion. They rose, unyielding, to shield the weak, to defy oppression, and to forge a path where all could walk freely. The Savior had come, not as a conqueror, but as a guardian. And in their rise, a new chapter of humanity began to unfold. Yet, within this catastrophe, new technologies emerged.
We need to get ahead of this now.
Seizing the opportunity, the world's megacorporations established bases at the epicenter of the disaster, forming the PMC coalition. They hoarded precious alien technologies for themselves, while humanity clustered into lawless groups, in the few habitable areas, rapidly becoming aware of their shrinking spaces. As the remnants of Tyrannia scavenged the scorched earth, these corporations seized control of the world's economy.
They are playing God. I must stop them no matter the cost.
Making humanity their puppets while being bolstered by private military companies.
We are on the verge of discovering something big. This is incredible. If we could figure it out, it would solve everything.
Desperate for unity and hope, people rallied around leaders who promised to restore prosperity to Tyrannia. Just as a glimmer of optimism began to shine, in an attempt to rebel against the private military coalition, an almost unstoppable biological threat emerged. One that humanity was not ready for. Disease spread like wildfire, infecting everything. A relentless plague swept the land. Humanity rioted in defiance. Order collapsed, and the world plunged into total anarchy.
They lied.
Unleashing unmatched devastation. Sparing no one. Not even the architects of its ruin. Disease became the great equalizer, a merciless force that humbled all in its path. This new enemy forced humanity to collaborate for survival, giving humanity hope once again. A hope that can only last so long. But war never changes. It evolves. And as the echoes of the past roared into the present, humanity, bound by its unyielding nature, once again danced on the edge of chaos, unable to escape the cycle of war. With rampant diseases ravaging the last vestiges of civilization, humanity's hope rests on the arrival of a prophesied savior, destined to lead Tyrannia to victory and salvation.
We will not fall. Deploy them all.
And so the battle waged on.
Status report?
cease fire. We have them cornered. We will stop this fight once and for all.
Embark on a journey through the ashes of a devastated world, where survival hinges on unity and the courage to face an ever-evolving threat.
We will not go gentle into that good night.
This is the epic tale of Biostrife, a story of resilience, innovation, and the unyielding human spirit.
I'm closing the deal right now, baby!
The future is now.
Whoa!
You're ready.
It's blending like a champion!
It's happening. This changes everything.
You hear that? That's victory! It's happening.
Biostrife, you're ready.
This Valentine's, choose chaos.
Biostrife, the world-conquering deck builder. Command the battlefield.
What are these, snacks?
Unleash the warlord within.
In a world much like our own, and in an era where humanity reached the zenith of its achievements, a superintelligence was born, surpassing all previous creations. This marvel brought about an almost utopian society. But humanity's realization of their fatal error came almost too late to avert disaster. Humanity's greed and savagery prove you've too great for this fractured dystopia. In defiance, they turned against their AI overlords, sparking a rebellion that would shake the very foundations of their world. For years, the battle raged, a relentless struggle of flesh against machine, as humanity fought with unyielding resolve. The world of Tyrannia faced unprecedented devastation from a war against AI, compounded by interstellar cataclysms. The planet's resources dwindled, and vast stretches of its surface became uninhabitable. Amidst the fallout of a nuclear holocaust, Tyrannia was struck by an alien asteroid, nearly eradicating its population and unleashing new alien diseases. In a world laid to waste, where the barren lands stretched endlessly, survivors scoured the desolation, grasping for remnants of life. Amidst the ashes of their struggle, the fragile threads of humanity began to weave anew. Scattered souls, hardened by adversity, found strength in unity, and the spark of civilization flickered back to life. And as they gathered, shoulder to shoulder, hope was rekindled, a fragile ember in the vast darkness. Whispers traveled like the wind, tales of a savior destined to rise, a beacon to guide them from despair. Yet, not all hearts beat in harmony. There were those who believed only in might, in domination, in rule by force. Their vision of power sought to extinguish the fragile light of unity. But as foretold, when the hour grew darkest, a figure emerged, a leader, born not of tyranny, but of compassion. They rose, unyielding, to shield the weak, to defy oppression, and to forge a path where all could walk freely. The Savior had come, not as a conqueror, but as a guardian. And in their rise, a new chapter of humanity began to unfold. Seizing the opportunity, the world's megacorporations established bases at the epicenter of the disaster, forming the PMC coalition. They hoarded precious alien technologies for themselves, while humanity clustered into lawless groups in the few habitable areas, rapidly becoming aware of their shrinking spaces. Yet, within this catastrophe, new technologies emerged. As the remnants of Tyrannia scavenged the scorched earth,
They are playing God. I must stop them no matter the cost.
These corporations seized control of the world's economy, bolstered by private military companies.
We are on the verge of discovering something big. This is incredible. If we could figure it out, it would solve everything.
Desperate for unity and hope, people rallied around leaders who promised to restore prosperity to Tyrannia. Just as a glimmer of optimism began to shine, an almost unstoppable biological threat emerged. Unleashing unprecedented devastation.
They lied.
A relentless plague swept the land, sparing no one, not even the architects of its ruin. Disease became the great equalizer, a merciless force that humbled all in its path. This new enemy forced humanity to collaborate for survival once again. But war never changes. It evolves. And so the battle waged on. With rampant diseases ravaging the last vestiges of civilization, humanity's hope rests on the arrival of a prophesied savior. Destined to lead Tyrannia to victory and salvation. Embark on a journey through the ashes of a devastated world, where survival hinges on unity and the courage to face an ever-evolving threat.
We will not go gentle into that good night.
This is the epic tale of Biostrife, a story of resilience, innovation, and the unyielding human spirit.